What would you add to what I'm saying from your understanding?
I think in terms of adding, oddly enough, it would be not adding, just the immersion, which is, it's sort of like a transformational, but the immersion is when it's so embedded in the curriculum that it's just a natural part. One of the things that I did when in teaching language arts and writing, some of the warm-up and putting them on the board and things like that, and looking at some of the books I would take information from, and just something as simple as changing the names, whether you're using Juan and this, people you don't know, just using some of the names of some of the students in the class. And I put it up there at the beginning of the day for each class coming in, and forget that I put the students' names in there. And as soon as they come in and see their names, they get excited about it, and then they just, sometimes there's some discussion, and then some of the students ask me, Mr. Taylor, why haven't you used my name yet? Yeah. And so it's just,
Thank you. So, and now we're back to where we started earlier today. Names. That's so crucial to understand. Thank you. So here's what I want you to do. In your packet, hopefully you have a give and take grid. Hopefully. Is it in there?
You have a what?
In your binder, I'm sorry. They said all of this was in there somewhere.
What kind of grid?
Oh, we missed one.
What does it look like?
It's actually a grid. I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll just do it anyway, even though we don't have it on a grid. You know what we can do, because I want you walking away with these ideas, is the idea behind this is things to do with individual students, things to do in the classroom, things to do in the community. For example, we shared one thing that would already be written in one of these boxes would be sharing your personal story. One thing that could be written in this box would be digital story that I told you my students have to go out and find the assets of the community. We haven't really done any, well, we have, but we haven't given an example of an individual student. What would you do with an individual student to be demonstrating socially just and equitable behavior? So what is going to happen without the grid is if you take, what do we have? If you have your own sheet of paper, actually, wait. There are some sheets. How many have their own piece of paper they could use? Okay, those that do not, would you come up and take a sheet? One of these? If you don't have anywhere to record this information.
I think we all do in our packet.
Okay, you do? So here's what I want you to do. It's called a give and take, and you can see with students, this is how I'd set it up for whatever topic it would be. You just get up and walk around and get ideas from teachers in this classroom. For instance, an example that we did in class was telling a personal story. What's something else you've done? Like you could share writing their narrative. What's something else you can give to another person in this classroom and then get from them along these lines? So let me clarify a little bit. What are some things you could do individually with students in your classroom that would raise it to the level of transformative or social action? Yes? What are some things you could do in the classroom with all the students that would be raising the level? And maybe be concrete, thinking about things you do in your classroom and how could you, like, for instance, what Michael shared with us is he uses students' names. He replaces the stories in the text with names of students in his classroom. That gets their attention, makes them feel more honored, etc. What could any of us do in the community? I gave you the example of a digital story, but what are some other things we could do to become more knowledgeable of our students in their community? Pardon me? Okay, so there would be something you would share. and then you would share something, and then you try to get something from someone in these areas. Okay? So it's called give and take. So when you have these already prepared, which I know I sent these out, you actually pick up the paper and the grid and you walk around and go, what do you have in this area? Here's an idea I can give to you. Now what do you have for me? So what I would like you to do is kind of create your own grid on your paper and get up and walk around and just brainstorm with each other ideas in these areas.
How many rows are there?
There are 4 on this, I believe.
4?
Yeah. Just kind of brainstorm and shout out ideas, and then we record. Ready? Go. 4 on this, I believe.
4?
Yeah. Just kind of brainstorm and shout out ideas, and then we record. Ready? Go.
You want us to get up and move around?
I do want you to get up and move around.
You want us to write our own first? Or?
Yeah, you can be doing, I mean, you want to record some of your own ideas first, and when you move, do that, and then just get up and start going.
You can stop in the store, make it easier. You don't always think you got breakfast, so you get it. Or they kind of second minutes and go, no. Yeah, I just didn't we got about four or 5 of them.
First of all, let me give you a hand. That was a lot of work. Appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with me. Here's what I want you to take a couple minutes to do, because I know they're going to be coming in soon to have you do your evaluation of this workshop and stuff. I really want you to take, well, let me back up. Let me share some of the things we were talking about. It's obvious to me how culturally responsive teaching, social justice, and equity go together with the 6 C's. Because I just think the 6 C's, in order to motivate and engage kids, it's a caring classroom community that crosses over. How are we going to offer them choice? Well, we offer them choice based on what we know about kids. All right? And what's reasonable choices. Collaboration is definitely going to increase and work as we get to know each other better. And we get to respect each other in the classroom. Checking in with kids should be the basis for equity. I mean, for goodness sake. If we're truly assessing them and not slapping them down with grades all the time, but we're building them up, like in writing. You submit the first one, it's not supposed to be good, so we get the next one, and then we get the next one, and all of us are working together to improve. What more equity could you ask for? So I look at the 6 C's in social justice and equity piece as going right together. Here's what I can say. I don't know who I was talking about this with earlier. Was it us? We were talking about data? Is that okay? So here's what I know about the 6 C's. And it kind of ties into our conversation. Being the Teach for America teachers have to take a course on the 6 C's.